A bit closer, please, to the microphone. Thank you.
Erome iati emmi etho ke poro nasasinantiso. This was written out for me by my husband, and I'm told it means I'm so pleased to be here at this lovely occasion. And greatest thanks to Katerina and the organisers. I feel a very humble craftsman amongst such distinguished artists and academics, but it is lovely to have the opportunity to say a little about my grandfather, Theodore Fyfe, and to pay tribute to him and his work. I'm a big fan of his. I would like to start by giving you a little picture of him. David Theodore Fyfe, seen here with Evans and Mackenzie, was the first architect on the site at Knossos. Theodore was in the right place at the right time. He had completed his training as an architect and was on a travel scholarship in 1900. He was overseeing repair work at the British School in Athens. Sir Arthur needed an architect. He was there, available, and the perfect man for the job. His skills in drawing and meticulous draftsmanship were perfect. Additionally, he was a good photographer, and we owe much of our visual record of the early stages of the dig to him. Thus, he unexpectedly found himself in the midst of the most exciting of discoveries. I'd like to just say a little bit about him as a person. He was funny, eccentric, and an artist from the beginning. He adored his family and was adored by them and his many friends and colleagues. He had a passion for Scottish dancing, and I'm quite sure would have really enjoyed the Greek dancing. His work was a part of him. He really loved what he did, and was never without a sketchbook and camera. In the early days of motoring, he was an enthusiastic and terrifying driver. He would concentrate more on the scenery around him than on the road in front. My mother had many hilarious stories about him. Here is a photograph of the work on the site and discovery of the throne. Sir Arthur Evans is on the left, and another one, the same era. And I now have two illustrations from his little tiny mini sketchbook. It's big there, but it's tiny. Just recording at the time of the discoveries. Lastly, a page from his publication on plaster decoration, where he's using, again, little illustrations from his sketchbooks. Theodore worked at Knossos for the first 5 seasons, after which he returned to his architectural career, rejoining Sir John Bennett, but whom he had been articled to, and also designing houses himself. In 1926, he became the first director of the School of Architecture at Cambridge University, where he lived happily with his family until his death. I got to know him so well through his work and my research on his life. In fact, when asked if I had known my grandfather, I hesitated for so long that my husband had to remind me that he had died before I was born. He designed 2 arts and crafts style houses in Cambridge, in addition to much else. His main publication was a hefty volume on Hellenistic architecture, which is still in print and used by students today. Also, a delightful small volume on architecture in Cambridge, which includes over 50 original drawings by him. So please do, if you haven't, have a look at his drawings and photographs, which I've brought in display books. They say much about the man. I would like to just round off my talk on him with the final paragraph from one of the obituaries. This pays tribute to a distinguished man, an architect of skill and imagination, a scholar and one who served his generation well. it says nothing of, and no one can do justice to, his qualities of heart and spirit as a husband, father and friend. He was invaluable to his colleagues on the Ambleside Council, giving of his best as an architect, and of his wisdom and experience as a man. And now I'll go on to the pots, which is the link. Let's see. My link was my grandfather, which you may not have read, it's in my bio. But it was from finding the pots, seeing them in the Ashmolean Museum, these amazing pots, and my interest in them, and subsequently writing, for I was at art college and I was doing a dissertation for my final year, and chose the subject of Bronze Age Crete, and in particular the pottery. My mother, on asking what I was doing, something sort of said, and she told me that my grandfather had actually been on the excavation at the beginning, and I was amazed. It was just absolutely electrifying. I couldn't believe it. I think the reason was that because when she was born, it was all so much in the past, all that era, and she'd never really sort of thought how important it was. I don't know, but she'd never really told me about it. The wonderful pots, they just fascinated me. And they truly spoke to me of potters who were not only brilliant craftsmen and artists, but who had a joy of nature and beauty, of a peaceful way of life, of order and security, and the time to enjoy their craft. I was 20 and the magic hasn't worn off. In the year 2000, my husband arranged this fantastic holiday in Crete, in which I first went to Knossos. We went to Knossos, and this next one, I think. Yes, this is some drawings from my sketchbook. So, when I came back from that holiday, I then started to think in terms of making pots with this influence. And this jug is, of course, just repeating the jug that I had seen in the Heraclean Museum. The next two slides are examples of Minoan pottery decoration. This first study shows a very symmetrical design, but with giveaway Minoan traits of relaxed leaves, sometimes deviating and overlapping. The next shows flamboyant curves with a fairly formal design structure. And then, as has been mentioned before, the link up with Art Nouveau, some Art Nouveau work. So much later, so many thousands of years later, 3,500 years later. This is the big jar in progress that is out in the other room. I made this specially for the event, and it only emerged from the kiln on Thursday. It was in making this that I fully realised the challenges to the Minoan potter. I thought about the Minoan potter and what a crucial part he had played in the smooth running life of his community. What an important person he was. There was such a great need for pottery. As has been said, it was needed for storing the grain and wine, the oil for domestic use, for rituals, and for exporting their produce. A need for huge amounts of functional pottery. But it was so beautiful. It didn't have to be so perfectly shaped or so wonderfully decorated. The Minoan potter clearly needed to make his wares beautiful and to make them a joy to use, and there must have been so many potters. Well, I'm not an archaeologist, but I think we all respond to the excitement of hidden treasure, and to me the beauty of the Minoan treasures is timeless. Through these treasures we can imagine the people of ancient Crete and their lives so long ago in those most beautiful of islands. So thank you very much, and please have a look at the things